Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Fun with Whole Foods. This week I'm doing a broccoli and watercress soup, which it's got the nickname on some of us for my fitness app Bam Bam Soup. It's a recipe I came up with last year when I was cutting, so I was basically just having protein and green vegetables. So I'm going to show you this basic soup as a vegan version, and this is a snack. This isn't a whole meal. It's very nutrient dense, but it doesn't have enough calories in for a whole meal. So add protein to it to make it a meal. Add carbs if you want to make it a meal. Think of it as a vegetable side dish or a snack for warming up after you've been out walking in the cold. We're going to start by getting our stock ready. Today I'm using Callow very low salt organic vegetable stock cubes. I chose these stock cubes because they have the least sugar, the least salt. They've got plenty of good flavour in them. They claim to be gluten and lactose free, and I'm hoping they claim to be suitable for vegans. They claim to be suitable for vegetarians. So, you know, they're wonderful. It's not a brand I usually go for, but for this it's good. So take a pint of water that's just off the boil. Sorry, 500 mils. I'm very old fashioned. I still talk in pints. You will, in total for this recipe, putting the kettle back, find that you use 1 to 2 pints of stock. You're going to put 1 pint in when you're cooking it, and then you might need to add more fluid to thin the soup after you've made it. So you can do more stock using another stock cube for that, or you can just use boiling water. Either way is absolutely fine. So we've got our stock cube dissolving in the water, and we're just going to pop that to one side for the minute. So the basis of our soup is broccoli. So take a head of broccoli. Now broccoli is an amazing vegetable. We all know we should be eating more brassicas because they're good for us. So I'm just going to take the bottom off the stalk there. You want to dice the florets off. Now, look at them come. They're all falling off today. Wonderful. And then split them up slightly smaller bits so they cook well, because we're going to be cooking as quickly as possible to preserve as many nutrients as we can. So split the florets up a little bit. Now, what do you usually do with what's left? I'm betting you throw it away or you throw it in the compost. No, don't do it. We're using the stalk in this recipe, and the stalk will thicken it like how you'd usually use potato in a soup recipe, and it will make it deliciously creamy. Nutritionally, I've been doing a bit of research on this, the stalk of the broccoli is almost identical to the florets. It's a little bit lower in vitamin A, but it's just as good for vitamin C, for zinc, for iron, for manganese, vitamin K, all the things that broccoli is really good for and really high in is in the stalk as well as in the florets. So don't throw them away. If you're like me and you go through a lot of broccoli florets, have broccoli for breakfast every day at the moment, then you can just save the stalks and make this recipe purely using the stalks if you want to. It'll be creamier, it'll be paler, but it'll be just as nutritious and yummy. So pop that into your pan. Ingredients number 2 to go in. 1 chilli. I like the red ones. This is going to be a blended soup, so you don't really need to chop it that much. I tend to chop it into 3. and just throw it in and try not to touch it too much because I don't like spacey hands. Chili is really good for raising metabolism. It's anti-inflammatory. Basically, there isn't an ingredient in this soup that isn't anti-inflammatory. And it's warming. And who doesn't like nice warming soup? And this ginger nub is not doing what I want it to. So the next ingredient is some root ginger. You can get this pre-prepared if you want. Just be careful that it doesn't have a lot of oil or a lot of sugar in with it if you get a pre-prepared one. And just grate about an inch of root ginger. I've found if I just sort of chop and chuck in an inch piece that it doesn't really blend so well into the end soup. Always with ginger, just peel the bit you need, leave the rest, and you can use it the next time you want some. Oh, that smells good. So, ginger in. And our final ingredient for the first boil is our garlic. You want 2 or 3 cloves. I'm going to do 2 today because that's just what's pulled off. And just peel them and then chuck them in. And today I can't peel garlic because I'm filming. It's always the way, isn't it? You get a little bit nervous and you can't do it. So 1 clove of garlic, and I should have pre-peeled 3 cloves of garlic. See, I'm learning as I go with this filming malarkey. Two cloves of garlic in the pan. So go and get the stock you made earlier, add that into your pan, pop nice tightly sealed lid on it, pop it on the stove, and you want to boil it for around 10 minutes, and that is plastic. Get a mat ready because I am super prepared today. And then after about 10 minutes of boiling, should be able to take it off. Lovely steam. And your broccoli stems should be tender. You know, you should be able to stick a fork in, knife, whatever, quite easily. Then it's time for your next ingredient, which is your bagged watercress, spinach and rocket mix. I have a mix because that's how it comes in Morrison's. You can make this with just watercress, just rocket, just spinach, any kind of mix of the 3 of them. Go for what you like. Obviously rocket and watercress are quite peppery, but all 3 of these leaves are nutritional powerhouses and they're all excellent for you. So just use what you like as you like it. Try and go for around 120 to 150 grams of leaves, and you're going to pop that on back to boil for 2 to 3 minutes so that the leaves wilt nicely. Am I going to need that again? Probably not. So if we get ready for the next thing that we're going to do, as I said earlier, this is a blended soup. So you can do it in a jug blender, which I did yesterday and I kind of exploded it. Or you can use a stick blender, which is my general preference. Now, I have before with stick blenders, and I don't know how I've done it. If I've tried to blend direct into a saucepan, I accidentally scratched all the non-stick surfacing on the saucepan, which made my mum quite annoyed with me. Quite rightly so, probably, even though I bought her like 2 new saucepans because she didn't like the replacement one. So now, I put my soup into a nice bowl when I want to blend it. So it's a little early, but because I want to get on and show you so you can get off, Let's just stir them in. Stir, stir, wilt you leaves, wilt. No, that's going to burn me. Grab a ladle. Now, the leaves aren't fully wilted. Yours will be fully wilted. And step back. Now, a lot of you know that I'm autistic. And I'm sent to reverse, especially with sound. Motors set me off. Hoovers, chainsaws, and blenders. Some brands worse than others. So I'm going to pop in some noise dampening earbuds while I blend the soup. So if you don't like the sound of blenders, mute this video until you see me put the blender back down. Don't say I didn't warn you. Safe again if you want to put the volume back. So this is my lovely soup, and it makes around 6 portions. Today I've not needed to thin it out with extra stock. Some days I do. It's this beautiful green colour. Now I store soups and things in Kilner jars. So actually, I'll show you what I have, if I can find it. I use a jam funnel, and that just makes it super easy if you're a little bit wobbly of hand like me to fill up. You can see it's gone into the funnel, but it's all gone into the bowl. Into the bowl, into the jar. And that is how I like to fill up my jars with soup. And then pop on the lid for while it cools, and then when it's done I keep it in the fridge. So 6 portions, beautiful nutrient powerhouse soup. I think every single ingredient is an anti-inflammatory. Just go nuts with it, people, enjoy. And don't forget, this is not a full meal, this is a snack or a starter or a part of a meal that you add more protein to. I'll see you next week when we're going to have another little cake recipe. Take care.